Today I'm going to be playing a game that's considered the true successor to Command & Conquer Generals by the professional community, you know, the Pro League players. This is their favorite game. That frame rate inconsistency is a real nice touch. I think it's really cool because it doesn't leave the console people feeling left out. You know, when you're playing this on the Xbox 360 and the frame rate tanks, you just think that's part of the game. And the PC players don't get to enjoy anything nice. That's pretty cool. Shake the camera harder. It makes our 2010 CG look more realistic. Shake it! I like how they go out of the way to give the player a headache right away. It really helps to set the tone for this game. They caught Kane trying to skip his 4th period math class. Blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what this game is. Blah, 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 blah. How much we get paid for this? Blah, 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 blah. Kane always makes a PTA meeting really awkward.
Brothers, sisters, I have a proposition.
My glowy orb! It can go forward and backwards. It's like a VCR. Spencer's Gifts had a sale. Oh wow, that intro told me fucking nothing. I mean, that was a really great intro, you know, the mystery. It gets you into the game and makes you want to play it. Everyone loves a story for this game. It's really good. I can't keep this up anymore. This is an April Fool's deal, but I'm not going to go through a whole fucking video of this game without chewing it out, so let's dive right in. I see there's still people playing this online, which is pretty surprising. Where the fuck is this game popular? Oh, and Fallen invited me to join his party or whatever, be his friend. That's kinda sad. I'm just here to make fun of the game, and the community seems pretty open and, like, happy. Like, hey, be my buddy, new player. That's kinda odd. Usually don't run into that in RTS games. Usually people are just dicks, but, sorry, Fallen, I'm not gonna be playing with you today. Not even a really kick-ass community can make this game good. That's just impossible. I'm gonna take the offense, Turtle, because who the fuck wants to play defense in this game? I mean, who wants to play offense in this game? But who the fuck wants to play defense in this game? That sounds like a fucking pain.
Deployment successful.
That's basically asking, hey, let me be the team bitch. Let me go out in the front line and just get my shit kicked in all day and not do anything to actually help the match besides hold the fucking fort. That's pretty fucking boring. And I enjoy turtling in Command & Conquer, but in this game, ugh. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Enemy crawler detected.
So you see this capture point? I'm not really sure what they do. I never really played
Enemy
this game
unit sighted.
that much, but I do know that you
We've
gotta
captured
capture
control
them,
now.
so that's where I'm gonna be headed next. I'm gonna try to capture that and try to capture as many nodes as possible and try to get my score up to the top, because this isn't about wiping out the enemy, it's about getting the top score. Yeah, that sounds fun, doesn't it? Don't you like that? I mean, isn't that the Command & Conquer you grew up with, to where, you know, you get the most points and win?
We've captured node
But hey,
2.
you know, maybe I just haven't played this game enough. Maybe I'm talking shit and the game doesn't deserve it. Maybe my first impression was just bad, and maybe the horrible story's not that bad. Maybe I'm just looking at it from the wrong way.
The enemy
Let's
has
give it a
3
chance
control nodes
here.
now.
I have no idea what the fuck this tunnel does. It just ate my units and I can't get them out.
Enemy unit
This is a good
sighted.
start. Real quality design here. You know, it's real user fucking friendly. which I assume was their goal with
Enemy
this
crawler
design. I
detected.
mean, they weren't trying to make it more complex. Otherwise, they would, you know, give you a higher unit cap or let you build base structures that actually matter. But I don't really know. This game's a fucking enigma. You really don't know what it is. You can't decipher its actual form. It's like Kane's orb at the beginning. It's just a big ol' incomprehensible pile of shit.
Need a quick command. Need a quick kill.
Enemy units sighted.
So this is how you capture buildings. You park your turtle's fat ass right down there and unpack it like an MCV, but it doesn't really unpack. It just kind of digs its ass into the ground.
Enemy crawler detected.
So if you thought you're going to have like infantry fights or maybe some engineer action or anything like that, you can forget about that. Everything's pretty much tied to your big fucking fat ass turtle. Get used to lugging this fucking thing around. But the upside is that it's basically indestructible. It can run away pretty effectively despite being so big and fucking slow, and all your units around it get repaired. So attacking them's really fucking hard. You'll see what I mean in a minute. The actual combat in this game is kind of unique, is the nicest way I could possibly put that.
Enemy crawler
I'm ready to battle and take out that node. Let's have some fun. You may have noticed that I have a really severe unit limit. Yes, it is awful, and it is one of the worst things about this game. I'm gonna try to ignore it for the rest of the video just because it's that awful. It's that evident. You know. I don't have to tell you.
Looks familiar.
You also might have noticed my little engineer guys in the distance over there coming over. They are gonna help keep my units alive. From what I can tell, one of the best strategies in this game is just keep repairing while your units are being shot at. The basic idea is that you heal your units kind of like you would heal a tank in an MMO. You just keep the heals coming and they don't die. Which is really fucking stupid in an RTS game, but that's just one of the many awkward and terrible strategies you have to use in this game.
Hit him, hit him.
But hey, at least the AI was smart enough to target my healers, making that strategy absolutely fucking worthless, and their stupid fucking beetle shit
A
thing
unit is
just
under attack.
isn't taking enough damage to die, and my
We've
units are
lost
just
a
getting
unit.
fucking slaughtered, and this combat's just crap. You know, I'm just throwing a mush of units up there. Sure, they went after the healers, that's interesting and all, but in the end, it's just playing keep away. You know, units about to die, send them back to get repaired, send them back out, and just keep shuffling your units around until either the enemy dies or you die. And that's not the only strategy. I mean, you could use some teamwork. I could get a friend to come over and we could double team on an enemy and they wouldn't be able to repel us, but it's really fucked up because it seems like they're trying to make it a simple game, but on the same end, they're making it so complex that it's almost impossible to fucking play unless you have everybody
captured the
fucking
building.
organized. And it's like they had a couple of good ideas that didn't mesh with each other and just said, fuck it, put it in anyways. I don't care if it doesn't sink. You know, oil and water, mix that shit. Basically, this is the kind of shit that gets people in the mode where they just ask for the same game over and over
You'll
again.
need more.
You know, I just want Mega Man 2 over and over again for fucking infinity, or I just want Dark Souls 1 repeated for fucking ever, and it's kind of sad. Then the developers say, oh, gamers don't know what they want, and that's bullshit. They know what they want. It's just you can't innovate, you know. Very rarely does a game innovate and it works out for the better. Usually,
Ready, sir.
it's a throwaway mechanic you'll never see again just because they had to do something different this time, which is great. You know, sometimes different shit works out good, like Assassin's Creed with whole boats and all that. You know, the boats would have just been a little
Put it to him.
piece of flavor for a game most of the time, but it was so good that they brought it over to the sequel and made it a huge mechanic, which that kind of shit's great, but just flipping all the game mechanics over just for the sake of having a different game usually doesn't work out that well. You're not going to get Assassin's Creed boats every single time. You're probably going to get shit more along the lines of Xbox Connect and Dungeon Keeper Mobile, to where they just take everything they can and try to spend as much money as they can and think, oh, it'll work if we just take all this good shit, put it in a bucket, mix it around, and just put this slop out in the
Enemy
fucking
crawler
market.
detected.
That's a good way to describe it, too. It is slop. You know, it's not anything that was cautiously prepped or put together in a very specific way or even tested very well on other people. It's just taking a bunch of fucking different items, put them in a fucking pot, mixing it together, and serving it out to people, which, yeah, try doing that in a fucking kitchen. See how well it works. Put some fucking olive oil in with some fucking cake mix and some fucking spaghetti noodles and peanut butter and jelly. Maybe 1 out of a million times you'll make a fucking awesome meal, but I wouldn't want to be your fucking taste tester. Especially if I have to fucking pay for it like people did with this game. Then again, maybe I shouldn't defend those people. It's not like they didn't advertise this game as it is. They didn't, like, spring it on people like, hey, we switched it. Surprise! They let you know. So, yeah, buyer beware. If they switch mechanics like that, you might want to skip out and wait till the reviews come in. I think what pisses a lot of people off about this game is that they did Command & Conquer 3, then they did Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, then they skipped over Generals and did this. It's fucking awful, too, and that's kind of a double insult. You know, we skip over your favorite series, and we're going to go fuck up one that you probably also like, too. That's fucking great. Then they announced Generals 2 at the fucking VGA Awards on cable television, and then the game got just chopped to bits and made into a fucking free-to-play, and they showed it as an alpha, and everybody hated it because it's not balanced, because how the fuck could you balance an alpha for a fucking RTS game? It takes a long time to develop them, but it took them like fucking 2 years to get to that point, so, you know, both sides have a pretty good argument, but, you know, I'm kind of leaning towards the side of everything was just fucked up from the start, which, as disappointing as that is, I can't just deny that reality. Just so fucking frustrating. No Generals for anybody. Enjoy this crap. Or I guess if you don't like this, you can play that fucking stupid-ass pay-to-win browser game, which I looked at that before. I was thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's just Command & Conquer on a small scale. No, it's just feeding a line of units straight up a fucking corridor. That's it. It's kind of like Plants vs. Zombies, except way shittier and just awful. I mean, if you want to win, you got to pay money. You got to buy all those units. So you're buying units in a game that's just fucking shitty. That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to pay for the fucking units, the game should be fucking awesome. Like, you know, just shit exploding everywhere, cloud processing, so you get, like, you know, next generation graphics through your fucking browser and shit like that. But no, you're paying to get the bare fucking minimum, like less than you would get in any fucking retail game. You're paying extra for that. That's so fucking stupid. I can't comprehend how people are spending money on that, you know? Like, even the people that are whales that are just, you know, compulsive gamblers and they just can't help it. How did those people not get snatched up by Clash of Clans or Farmville or one of those more popular ones? Why did they have to settle on this one? I'm kind of pissed off that this game's a success is what I'm getting at. You know, those people spending money on it are fucking up the Command & Conquer franchise because EA's thinking, oh, they just want to pay to win. They want to buy their fucking mammoth tanks with real fucking money. Oh, God, that's just so fucking sickening. Fuck that browser game, and fuck all browser games, at least the ones that charge you money to play. That's so fucking scummy, scummy, scummy shit, you know? And I guess I wouldn't put it past EA, but just the fact that they're dragging one of my favorite franchises through the shit as hard as they possibly can. You know, I just can't ignore that. I know it's par for the course for EA. If they ever mention a 90s game like Dungeon Keeper or Command & Conquer and they're going to re-release it, these days they're going to fuck up into a free-to-play. It's just known. You know, it's not a surprise, but on the same end, I wish somebody would just buy the property from them, but they never fucking sell it. So basically, they're taking a game from people who are kind of a cult audience who don't give them a whole bunch of money and repackaging it to try to profit off people who have gambling problems. Maybe that's a little bit of a simple way of putting it, but that's pretty much what the browser game is, and that's disgusting on multiple levels. I mean, Command & Conquer 4 is disgusting. The General's free-to-play was treated pretty badly, but that browser game that's successful, by the way, making the money, that fucking browser game definitely takes the biggest piece of the shit cake, because it's bad in many ways. I mean, this is bad in many ways, but that's bad in more ways. Like, ways that I didn't even think were fucking possible. How could people spend money on that? I can't fucking understand it. I can understand how people might waste money on this. Maybe they just have faith in the developers. Maybe they thought the idea was cool. I mean, I don't even think this is necessarily a bad idea. It's just executed like shit, and it drags a good franchise through the mud. But, you know, if they balanced it right and maybe made the combat more fun, it could be something, but it's never going to be something. It's just going to be what it is. A big, fat, steaming pile of disappointing shit.
All right. I'm following you.
So if you look at the score up there, you'll notice that we're way behind, and there's no possible way I can bring this back by myself. But I'm still going to try to attack him anyways, because why not? What a shitty game mechanic, by the way. I mean, I kind of get it. It makes sort of sense. It's like a MOBA, right? maybe that's what they were going for here. Were MOBAs even popular in 2010? I forgot how long. I think that was like 2012. But at any rate, they tried to switch it up with the scoreboard, and that's kind of interesting, but it feels like something that should be in a first-person shooter game, or, you know, even if it was in a first-person shooter game, this would be the secondary mode that like a quarter of the fucking people play. You know, it wouldn't even be the main game mode. Not that I'm against games doing things differently, but when they do things differently for no fucking reason, the results are always shit, and this is another really fucking shining example of that. I mean, the only thing that would make this worse is if they put a bunch of fucking pay-to-win elements into this. You know, really gross shit like pay $10 now and boost your unit cap, or pay $5 now and get 5,000 credits, which, thinking about it, I don't think credits have been an issue. I haven't even seen any credit or money bar or anything. I think I just gotta wait for units to build, which, if that's the case, that's really fucking lame. I mean, there's some lame shit in this game, like anti-air apparently not being a thing. At least from what I noticed, my tanks and everything else were shooting at air units just fine, and I don't seem to have any dedicated anti-air units, so god damn, I'm just getting a fucking brain melt from this. I'm trying to talk about everything that's shitty, but I keep noticing shit that's shittier, and it's just a big fucking shitstorm that I can't fucking control. It's just a little bit too much, you know? Like, I get pissed off when I play against the super weapon general, but at least there's a game there. It's not a really fun game, but, you know, it's a little bit fun. It's like, you know, kicking a ball against a wall kind of fun, to where this feels kind of like some little shit playing keep away from you. That's what it is. It's like they run up and you beat the shit out of them and they run away, then they come back and harass you more. So it's just this never-ending battle of them coming up to mess with you and not being able to fucking do anything to get them back, because the AI is really fucking smart about running away, which is, I guess, necessary because that's how the game is programmed. But as a gameplay mechanic, that's fucking horrible. You know, I gotta kill them before they run away every single time, which, I mean, it's tactical, but all the units have so much fucking health, it's a struggle just to kill the little tiniest fucking thing and pretty much fucking forget about the bases, because, yeah, by the time they're halfway down, they're gonna run away and their teammates are gonna help them out, which I'm hardly getting any of that. I had a couple of nod air units over here once or twice, but for the most part, they're just leaving me alone. Maybe I'm not helping them out enough, and that's probably the case, but still, man, this is just fucking shitty. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that I should have done 1 versus 1 on this. It would have made it a lot more simple, and it probably wouldn't be as shitty. But on the same end, on most games, when you put it up to 5 players, it becomes more fun. But on this game, you put it up to 5 players, and it seems to get worse. Like, there's more work to do. There's more bullshit to deal with. And considering there's like 17 other Command & Conquer games to choose from, I just can't imagine why anybody would play this anymore. It's that fucking bad. Usually I can find some kind of silver lining. Like with Command & Conquer 3, a lot of people hate that because of the unit cap, but I don't think that's a bad game at all, especially compared to this. But, you know, it's really fucking hard to defend this game. I can defend the Command & Conquer Alpha. I can defend Red Alert 3. I can't defend this. Or the browser game, but, well, yeah, especially not the fucking browser game. God, I need to forget about that one. I'm never going to play that. If I had to show this to you, I'd have to set up a fucking Kickstarter just to raise enough money to be able to fucking play the damn thing. Oh, no. No, I couldn't do that, because then it'd be like raising charity for EA, you know? Giving them money to make that bullshit. Fuck that. No fucking way. I don't even want to look at it, you know what I mean? I don't even want to see an advertisement for it. I don't want to click on it. I don't want to test it out again. I don't want to see a video on it. I don't want to see a fucking screenshot of it, you know? I want that game to just fucking suffocate and die. Command & Conquer 4 has a place on this world. It's not a good game, it's a bad game, but it's not a ripoff, to where that Command & Conquer browser game's a fucking ripoff. Ugh. I guess that's the saddest thing of all. As bad as this is, it actually does get worse. It gets way fucking worse. I mean, unbelievably fucking worse, which is really fucking depressing. But hey, at least 0 Hour can be modded, right? So maybe we'll get some more mods in the future, but I guess this is moddable too. Maybe somebody will fix Command & Conquer 4. That'd be interesting. I guess I'll have to look that up. Maybe somebody made a base building mod or something. I don't know. Or maybe they removed the unit cap. That'd be kind of nice. You know, if this didn't have a unit cap, it might not be quite as bad, but I still feel gross saying that. I'm pretty sure it would still be just as bad. Yay! Yay, it's over. I never have to play this shitty game ever again. Not that I really had to play it to begin with, but fuck, I'm just so glad this is over. I went into this thinking, oh, it'll be fun. I'll make fun of Command & Conquer 4, and sure, it'll be a little bit boring, but I'll have a good time riffing on it. But no, the game's that fucking bad. It just drains your fucking soul away and fills your heart with pure fucking hatred. Not just for the game, but for humanity in general, and especially Electronic Arts, because fuck those guys. Now, judging by the game lobby, there's still a couple of people that seem to enjoy this game, and I'm just here to tell you that you're wrong. You're wrong if you enjoy this game. There's something wrong with you as a human being, and you need to go to a psychiatric hospital and get yourself checked out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go to the hospital and get an MRI just to make sure this game didn't give me some kind of brain tumor.